And it's just that, right? It's just that do.
Yeah, you know, mommy shark. I don't know.
What the hell? You changed that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I didn't change it.
Vincent Guzman.
I didn't change it.
You messed it up.
So we have sound now.
Do we want to start from the beginning?
No, now you just all have to guess what we talked about, and it's a shame that you didn't get to know because it was really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's right. It was
so okay, awesome. We'll see you next week.
So awesome.
We're done. Can you hear us now? Can you nod your heads for us if you can hear us?
Al could reply in the chat. Let us know that you can hear us.
Yeah, they can hear us.
Okay.
They gave us thumbs
technical issues. Well, we had some technical issues last week.
Every week. We had some technical issues.
We've had technical issues on our podcast.
But after this, then after last week, then the camera stopped working again. So I got the cameras to work, but in doing that, I switched some USBs different places. So maybe that's why I didn't necessarily pick that up.
I had it working when I left here.
It wasn't working.
Stop touching things. The moral of the story is Vince doesn't get to touch things. So
right. No
well, did y'all have technical issues on your podcast?
Yeah, I think a couple of times where we went through a good show, then all of a sudden the batteries died on the recorder. So we're just like, crap. So then another time I forgot to turn it on, and we were already talking like an hour through the show. Like, crap. So,
oh no.
But I've got to the point where I started doing a checklist. I was like, all right, this is on. If we're going to have
we do a checklist and it still doesn't work.
So let's go ahead and stop and restart the entire thing.
No way! Come on.
So because I can cut it, so it doesn't look like we messed up.
Let people see us mess up. It's just real. It's real.
We mess up every week.
We mess up every single week.
But they don't know it.
It's like the Jerry show. You just mess out and just throw the chair at you.
Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in. We're here, and we're talking to Jason Davis from the Nerd 411.
That's this guy.
So we're going to go ahead and talk. So, Nerd 411, what's going on with Nerd 411?
Just basically, we're just, still doing, what we're doing. We're not doing the podcast really anymore. I think we did it for about 5 years. Going from a weekly show for 3.5 years. Then we went to a bi-weekly, then went to a monthly. Then we just kind of just like, okay, I think we kind of done everything we wanted to do. But we kept the Draft House stuff because we get to show movies that we loved watching that usually Draft House never shows. Or people send us suggestions, hey, can we watch, maybe we can watch Kroll or Dune or Ice Pirates or like on Monday we're screening.
I miss Ice Pirates. I haven't seen that in ages.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Everybody got space herpes when they left. So then this Monday at the Alamo Draft House Park North at 7:30. It's always the third Monday, so just always put that on your calendar, third Monday, or just watch our Facebook and Twitter. That Monday is going to be Demolition Man. So get your Taco Bell and your three shells.
Well, and it's perfect timing because I don't know if you know this, but an article came out that said that Taco Bell was like the best Mexican food in all of the United States. And it was funny because all the people that I'm friends with on Facebook that are our age, they were all like, oh God, it's Demolition Man. Oh God, Demolition Man has come to fruition. Like, everybody was freaking out.
So you haven't been on for quite a while. It's been a while since you've been on.
Since a year.
Yeah.
Well, from here, at least good. When we talked about 3 studios ago.
Yeah, 3 studios ago, which is kind of cool to say. But now, you started 5 years ago. 5 years ago is around the same time that we started Geek Out SA. Approximately.
I know we started planning stuff in January 2013 because me and my brother, brother from the mother, we doing Fable First, and we're doing all these conventions constantly. And say, hey, I want to do a podcast about conventions and nerdy stuff and this. So we started planning it, and then finally in March and April we finally sat down and started recording. And when you go and listen to our first podcast between then and like a couple years later, then man, it's like night and day. We had no clue. We had no clue what we're doing. Just like, all right, let's buy this equipment and let's go. And it's like,
I'm just gonna sit here and talk. It's gonna be awesome. People.
If you look at some of our earlier stuff, then I was.
Yeah, and it for a while it was all pre-planned. It was like we had movies and comics and games.
I remember that.
And toys and this, that, and the other. And then we got to a point where, everything started. Viewership, listenership started going down, and it's like that. So we went to a different. different way of doing the show where we strictly picked a topic or something and just drank and cussed and it worked and our listenership went back up again.
That's
so
what we need: drinking and cussing.
I'm not allowed to do either of
well,
those things.
Vince and I will drink.
You and Vince maybe I should switch with Stuart. I'll be the producer from now on, and you won't have to see me, and I won't actually be here. And then y'all can do all the naughty stuff that a teacher's not allowed to do.
And it worked. And it worked for us because there was a YouTube channel called Beer and Board Games, where people can send money in and they play a certain game like they play Mystery Date. There was like 4 guys sitting around the table or whoever people come in and somebody would send it's like, hey, try this beer, and they would sit and drink, do 2 episodes. They would shoot 2 episodes. By the end of that 2nd episode, they're all trash.
Right.
So,
I'm gonna move my piece over here.
But it's hilarious. So it's like, so we went to that format where we just talked about maybe something Star Wars or Star Trek or Doctor Who, and we just sat and just drank and just kind of
got sillier.
BS about through the episode, and it worked well. Then
and have fun.
Had fun, and it's like people change and evolve, and things happen, and so we just kind of killed the show. But we kept the movie thing because the movie we always practically sell out our screenings.
Well, then you're all doing the Saturday morning cartoons and the cereal thing.
Hopefully, yes. I try to do it every 6 months because it takes me practically a week to put it all together. Just finding the old cartoons and burning it and then getting it. So it takes me a bit of time. So, but it's hard because my job's kind of changed. So I have more responsibilities, and now I play hockey now, and so it takes a lot of my time. So
yeah,
talking about that, because we had you scheduled and you had a hockey accident.
Yeah, I had a hockey accident. So now it's like so I'm out of the rink at least 2 or 3 times. And Ken, his kid he plays too, and his son plays. So his son plays a lot. So he's always it's hard for him. So stuff's changed. So we just kind of stick with the movie stuff, and it works for us. So then. Besides that, I have Mullen R2 now.
I was going to say, well, you still do conventions.
You
may not talk about them on the podcast, but you do them in a different kind of capacity now.
So I belong to the Central Texas Droid Builders. Yay. And I'm R2, I own Mullen R2 with other individuals in the club that has R2 and R5 and BB-8 and a chopper and other type of R2 units. So we get together, maybe once across the year, and we do builds and things of that nature, and we visit other groups. There's a Houston group and there's a Dallas group, and there's groups all over the U.S. and the world that are other builders, and we have we're a separate entity from the 501st and Rebel Legion, Mando Mercs, and other various entities. So
I didn't know if y'all were like an offshoot of the 501st, so you're separate.
No,
do you do the 501st too? Or?
We sometimes either tag along with them, or we have our own separate events where people contact us doing, I don't know, we do corporate events or charity events, whoever contacts us directly, and or hospital visits and stuff like that. Most of the time, sometimes just tag along with the 501st and Rebel Legion. So we'll just show up.
And you take the R2 unit.
Yeah.
And people are saying hi right now.
Hello.
We have travel with Montague. We have Carl Pajak, which was on our show. We have DJ EM210 that says hi, Vato Z and La Llorona.
Hey.
So hey, there's a long story behind that.
Hey, that was a good video.
It was a great video. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah, yo.
So Vato Rangers, check it out. It's a lot of fun. But so what are some of your so what are some of the things you do with R2? Besides, like, taking them to conventions?
Mainly it's that we'll go to conventions and people come look at them and see how they operate, and somehow some people might be interested. It's not one of those hobbies because a lot of the questions. The 2 biggest questions we get asked all the time: how much it costs, and how long did it take you to build it? So usually they range from, if you do a quick static one, a couple $1,000s. If you do one like ours, they can go from $10,000 to $25,000.
Because it's really interesting because the original R2 was not robotic.
No, well it was. It was to a degree.
It
was. It had robotic, but at the same time they had Kenner Baker doing certain moves and to make it wobble.
So now you can build a whole R2 that can do everything, and the's nobody inside of it.
Yeah, no.
And then how do you control the movement?
Either there's 2 or 3 different types. Either like the old school remotes for like remote cars and planes, and you can use an Xbox controller, PS3 controller. There's a stealth controllers. Different types of remotes that you can use to operate.
Well, that's cool that you can use the controllers from your gaming consoles.
Yeah, which is cool. So it just depends on the type of electronics that you decide to go. I went kind of the old school route. My mentor Jamie, he kind of used what he kind of did because I already kind of knew being around him all the time. It's like, and he's always let me do it. It's like, hey, why not just kind of?
So you have the remote control.
Yeah, the same thing. Same type. So it's just easier.
So again, if you've just turned in, we are talking to Jason Davis from the Nerd 411, and they're also asking where on the net can we see the R2.
If you want to see our R2s and whatnot, you can go to our Facebook page, Central Texas Droids. We're there. Also, we have that'll link us to our webpage as well and stuff. We have a couple videos and stuff, but that's kind of we're still kind of small group.
If they want to go in person, they can see y'all at Wizard World.
Yeah, we'll be at Wizard World Austin next weekend, 21st to the 23rd, and at the Austin Convention Center, we'll have a table there so you can see us there.
But you have to pre-warn them. You brought your sign.
Oh, yeah. So, so we always try to warn people. We have signs up. We have like a really big sign that we try to post because it's not like, like when you go to Maker's Fair, it's not the touchy-feely.
Right.
Kind of write it, touch it, twist on it, whatever. But we always tell people because it's expensive. And then one thing I always tell kids or whatnot, and they'll go and start twisting on it, is HP or whatever. And I always tell them, so how would you like if I went and twisted your ears? How would you feel? And they would look at me. I said, I wouldn't like it. That's how RT feels when you twist on him. So, so it makes sense because like parents just, just a sign that helps you when you want to want to look at RT. You can take photographs.
Photos are okay.
Do not touch.
No touchies.
And he's not for sale, so no Jawas or bounty hunters.
Buy him.
You cannot buy him. Because that's another thing people ask. Can I just buy him in the store, or can my kid join and stuff? So it's not a cheap hobby. But we always tell.
If you're saying 10 to 25,000.
Yeah, you can't just go to Walmart. I mean, you can go to Walmart and buy the little ones and stuff, and they'll have like build kits. Because I see the droid kit you could get, but something like this, if your kid's interested in building droid, it's good that schools offer it.
Smaller kids.
Yeah, they're offering robotics class. If you're going to do something, go to the join the robotics group and learn learn coding, learn stuff like that. Then
very nice.
Then you can get into.
Well, how big is your R2? He's pretty big, right?
He's good size. He's exactly the same size as in the movies.
Is he?
He's exactly the same club specs because we have. We've had a couple people go to the Lucasfilm archive and actually measure him.
Oh wow!
And from part to part, size, width, everything. So he's exactly the same size you would see, for the movies.
So the big question: how long did that take you to complete?
Probably 3 years, just part availability.
I was like, I remember that.
I remember that.
Because now.
What they want to know on here, because Nolan Creates says I still want to build my R7.
It's now it's a lot easier because the manufacturing parts is a lot easier because you can either 3D print them, or go aluminum or go resin.
Yeah, and he's big on 3D printer.
Yeah, so a lot of the builders you can actually go into the junkyard and people are usually selling parts and stuff like that, and there's people doing runs of parts, and so you can build if you got the money to do it, you can probably build one in six months or a year now.
Oh, really?
Back then, their parts availability and club policies and things had changed back then when I was building it. So yeah, and it's a hobby. It's not like my job where I just I go into work and I put it together. So it's just my time. My time and the other a couple other individuals that hey, you have time that can we work on it and stuff like that. And it's like I would do it and they were like okay, I do this or that and just modifications. It's not like a Lego set where I buy all the parts and just slap them together and there you go. So there's a lot of modifications, cutting and painting and sanding and remodeling and electronics and programming,
all the electronics,
then putting them together and testing them out. Well, that's not going to work for this to work, and just making changes. And it's constant maintenance.
So there's a lot of
like a car.
To some of the Star Wars groups, there's a lot of rules and specifications that you have to abide by if you're going to be part of the group and show off your robot.
Yeah.
Is that some of the same things that y'all kind of do?
In a sense, I mean, we're following the same rules as the other groups with LFL because we have certain things you can and can't do. I mean, we can't go and make money off of it because it's in the end, it's still their IP. So they're letting us, George Lucas let us use that for charity and for good things, and not trying to make a fast buck or trying try to get free Whataburger or trying to do something like that. So because always that's why the reason I build R2s for the charity events and taking them to the children's hospitals and doing events like that. So I didn't take them to go and get them free conventions or anything like that, or try to get free. But I can get a free Best Buy Blu-ray or just like, but I did it for seeing what Jamie did. It's like I want to do that. I want to build R2 and do events like that. So that's why I did it. So
I think it's great. Does anybody do? I mean, we've been talking about like R2 obviously because that's what you have, and you talked about BB-8 and some of the others. Does anybody do any of the bigger droids? Like, I would imagine doing something like C-3PO would be pretty hard. Or who's the new droid?
There's K2SO.
I was like, yeah.
And you've seen more in Solo. You've seen all those droids. So if you go to, I think it's the Star Wars show. I think there was a couple episodes where they talked to some of the actual Star Wars builders, where they actually showed all the droids that they built because. Everyone, if you get a chance, if you do go to the conventions, take a look, make sure to check and see if Brian Herring or Lee Townsley, he's the R2 builder, and BB-8's Brian Herring. So you can actually go and talk to him about, and he actually brings photos and does autographs and shows you how he did BB-8, how he rolled them across the sand.
There's some of that on the like extra scenes after the movie where you see him there with the sticks and they're rolling them across the sand and running with them and stuff.
And it's cool to hear the story when you actually get to talk to him about his, what he gets to do. He's getting to do because he was a puppeteer before that, and which he still is a puppeteer. Is what the job is. So and it's sort of the same thing with Lee, because he was just a R2 builder like me. And luckily, him and Oliver Steeples, Colleen Kennedy, hired them to do Force Awakens. So they actually took R2 builders instead of having ILM people doing it. They got people that are fans of it.
That's really cool.
To work on the Star Wars movies. So that's the cool part.
Cool. Carl asks, is it easier now that Disney owns the IP?
Nothing has really changed as far as I think they're more strict like on the fan club stuff. But as far as we still have free reign in kind of what we do. We're still it's business as usual. We're still we're doing this or not that. Then anything that's special comes down. It's like I'll get emails from LFL. And it's like, hey, there's a special event that the Spurs were doing when I did that video with the Spurs Coyote. So that came down from LFL. So it's like I did that and stuff. So we get more stuff from LFL to go do and stuff like that.
And tell everybody what LFL is.
It's Lucasfilm. So we'll get emails directly from Lucasfilm. Say, hey, we have this event with the Dallas Mavericks or the Spurs or the Rampage or something that comes from them. A certified approvable event. So that
does your droid have to get like certified or something?
Not really.
You can do an LFL event?
No, not really. No. As long as it looks movie accurate, and when you see it, that everybody knows it's R2. It's like so.
Like, what if you wanted to change up like the colors?
You can. I mean, R2 is just R2D2 is that color, but there's R5. R5 is just a different head, and there's all these other different R2 type units with different colors, like a yellow one and a green one and a red one.
Because we see a lot of those in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, could you make one that has Spurs colors on it?
Yeah, you can do anything. There's We have one here in town, the C2B5. That's the Rogue One, Imperial one. There's that one. There's a guy from Laredo. He has a black and gray one. That's what color he wanted painted.
Like,
Yeah. So I mean, there's the one that Alvin, the pink one, the Alvin Johnson is his daughter. There's that one. He's the only pink one in the whole world. So
do you think? One question. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, honey. I have a question. It's in my brain. It's driving me nuts. Do you foresee in the future, soonish, maybe the R2 units being able to project, like hologram project, and then Leia's out there, like with the message?
It's possible. I mean, mine has the message. I can do the message, but as far as projection and stuff that people are trying to do through the club, I mean, they have the little projectors, but you have to get at least a foot away from the wall and stuff like that. But maybe 10, 20, 30 years from now, we may see a projection. I don't know if that's possible, but I know my Jamie, he put where the radar eye is, he put like a camera in it, and we put a TV on the table, and when R2 rolls around, he can see. When the kids look into it, actually, the R2 sees what's on the TV, and
cool.
It's kind of neat seeing that. I mean, you can't do far because it's transmitting data from the R2, but it's kind of neat seeing those type of things. But maybe in the future that'd be kind of neat. I'd love to see
that'd be a cool
projection.
YouTube
With
channel.
Technology always advancing the way
it's
it
always
is.
evolving. Technology it's a living evolution that we keep going. Getting past. We've already passed Moore's law, so we're constantly evolving. As a human race to continue to better ourselves, and our tech is constantly changing. So I mean, we're already using 4K cameras and 4K TVs, and we're on the brink of going to 8K and constantly moving forward, which is, we already have VR and seeing. There was something today I posted. We were having a big hurricane in the Carolinas, and they had something on the Weather Channel I posted where this woman was sitting on standing on a desk talking about the weather, and she showed what it would look like if you're in a flood. It was like,
wow.
I thought it was green screen, but it showed what it would actually be if you're being in a flood. It's like, it was scary. I was like, holy cow. So if your water's 3 foot, 6 foot, 9 foot. So, but technology is constantly evolving, and it's cool to see, seeing new stuff, especially because I work in the computer field, and I get all excited when new processor, new motherboards comes out. It's like I saw yesterday. There's Intel's releasing the new Coffee S processors and boards next month, and I was like, all right, I finally get to upgrade my computer.
So maybe that's what you need for this thing, so that we don't have technical difficulties anymore.
We're always going to have difficulties.
You always have technical. I always have technical.
Because we have Windows.
So.
We're jinxed for life.
No.
So, what are some of the places that you would suggest somebody new to building to go to get parts to start building?
Sure. The first thing you probably want to do is go to astromech.net. That's where the R2 Builders Forum is. You register on there, and the main thing I always tell people when they come to our table or ask me stuff, it's like, I'll give you the basic information, and usually when you come to our table, we'll have a book that, shows you kind of how builds work, and just research. Your number one thing you do, you've got to research. When I first started, I had like a good three months. It's like a rabbit hole. Once you get on the forums, you just dig down and just kind of read and watching these, looking at these builds and these diaries and talking to other builders and keeping in contact with other builders within the Houston group and the Dallas group, and talking to some of the bigger builders that live out in California. Those are like the movie star builders, because they get to do all the cool stuff, like with Mark Hamill and stuff like that. So those are the guys I enjoy talking to, and getting to see getting to do the Tonys or the Oscars, or doing something cool with that, and seeing and watching that, and then are having our little talks within our Facebook group. Oh, hey, it was that, so it's getting to see. We already knew who those people were getting to do it.
Isn't that funny though? Because I bet that everybody thinks that it's just like one person, like one R2
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
they think that it's like the R2 that's like going to all of these events, but it's you guys that have done the builds and stuff.
I think there's 4 or 5 R2s in Texas. Then there's just various droids after that. So, but I'm right now, like, I'm the only R2 builder, or only R2 that's working at the moment, because there's other builders working on different R2s, and we're trying to build theirs back up or whatnot. And then the guy in Austin doing his, he has an R2 as well. So, and the guy in Houston, a couple guys in Dallas, and stuff like that. So we all, if there's more, then we always try to take turns. Like, hey, we're Dallas in town. Like, okay, it's your turn this time. And just, try to find who can go out and do this, that, and the other, and give everybody, fair advantage to do, cool event and stuff like that. So, but yeah, astromag.net is your first place to go. Go register and just take off running, because it's just, and don't be afraid to ask, because if you don't ask, you're not gonna know. So I asked, I just asked all the questions, and just use the search engine. That's your best tool, because if you're looking for something or whatever. And like the main places I use, because you can go in and read about different parts, the electronics, or the dome, or the body, or you can go down and look at parts runs, and you can look at, people selling, leftover parts, or, they're deciding to break down their R2 and sell the parts. We cannot sell the R2 directly, or I can't build you one, because it's against club rules.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, but if I decide to sell him, I have to piece him out.
Part him out. Wow.
I have to part him out that way. It's one of those unwritten rules of the law of the West. You just don't do it, because we've seen some people make parts and whatnot, and they get banned from the forum. So, but
I think if I ever spent all the time and money and energy to build an R2, and R2's my favorite. Yeah, I would keep him forever. I would probably come in and hug him every day. I'd be like, R2!
So, if I had to do it again, I wouldn't do it, because it's a lot of work and money and blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of hot nights and mosquito bites and freezing in the garage, during the winter time. So it's like, I don't think I'd do it again, but he's cool getting to do various events. So if you're wanting to build a droid, that's that. There's also there's a BB-8 group there as well. So I think BB-8 has its own forum, and the Mouse Droid group. So go to Facebook. You can go find the different various groups. You can find Central Texas Droids. You'll find us there, and we can point you in the right direction.
Because I think the BB-8 is a little bit
It's more challenging to build.
It's more challenging to build
because of the gyro.
You gotta get.
Yeah, and it has to roll on carpet. You can't put it on like concrete.
But it's a lot less components, though,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of them I've seen, it's like you can easily 3D print it. I know. I think my buddy Ken, it took him 6 months.
Oh, really?
Put it all together, 3D print it, and go. So it's a static, but I've seen others where it actually rolls and stuff. And the mouse droid is like the easiest, because all it is, it's just a shell. You put all the all the gribblies on it, paint it, and it's just an RC car.
That's it.
That's it. So
I don't remember
the one that goes.
But I want the one that looks like a trash can.
That's a gong droid, and that's just so it's like a. I've seen I've seen people where they built it, and they actually made it like a phone charger. So it's just empty. It's basically an empty tub or tote.
Yeah.
You just basically put it together and put some stuff on it, and put some feet, and go, and that's it. So
there you go.
Cool. Oh, also we have Chef Johnny from Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine watching. Hi, how's it going, Chef?
We might be coming out there tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Keeps bugging me.
Just me?
I mean, I want to eat there too, but I might roll away.
So, are you ever planning to ever do another build, or no?
No,
I
had the mouse droid, and I was gonna build it, but then it's like everybody has a droid now.
I don't have a droid.
I have a little one.
If I could do another one, it'd probably be like a K2SO one, just a static one. Just so that, just seeing it. All the new movies, Rogue One's my favorite. You can fight me on that. I don't care.
I
don't care. I'm not a fan of The Force Awakens. TLJ was horrible. Solo just no good. It's like Rogue One. And
I loved all of them, and I hate Rogue One.
I love Rogue One.
I'm not a fan of like.
Still, we really like Solo. I really like Solo.
So
and some people really just don't.
Yeah. But I knew a lot of people who liked Rogue One. Like I'm not a big fan of like war movies, and I felt like a lot of that cinematography and stuff.
It's a war documentary. You have to look at it that way. And I've fought people like, well, this is not like episode. It's not an episode.
It's not an episode.
It's a story. It's a semi prequel because it's. It's like like. Well, I was like, I mean, everybody's gonna have an opinion,
Yeah. No,
I like Coke, you like Pepsi, and it's like, it's like PC and Mac. It's like, so I was like, oh, Rogue One was just seeing, Alan Tudyk playing, K2SO and the whole seeing how
hilarious, like he was like spot on.
Yeah, he did, and then seeing Lee at the end, and because it's basically 10 minutes before New Hope, so and it's like. Yeah. That was pretty cool. So, and now they're getting ready to do the Star Wars Resistance cartoon. So I guess it's like the new stuff
we'll see how that,
since so Clone Wars is over and whatnot. So it's just interesting seeing how the whole Star Wars franchise is constantly changing and evolving. So I kind of look at it now. It's like because the original trilogy that was our Star Wars and stuff, and then. During when my kid was growing up, the prequels is his Star Wars.
Right.
So now the Star Wars now is not this is not our Star Wars.
Right.
It's the other kid's Star Wars. And I'm trying to tell people, it's like when they go full hate on certain reboots and stuff, it's like Ninja Turtles is like, dude, this ain't our. Well, we already had our Ninja Turtles.
We had ours, yeah.
This Ninja Turtles is the kids' Ninja Turtles. That's what they'll know. So if they reboot it another 30 years from now, it's going to be their kids as Ninja Turtles. So. You got to put that in perspective.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
So, but and it's like you can just I take the movies just straight entertainment. It's like okay, Solo, it was okay. I did it. I watched it. It was a fun movie. Good to see Chewbacca. How
I love to see that interaction. For me, that was what made the movie.
And they redid the voice. They added more voices for Chewbacca. They went and recorded new vocals stuff for Chewbacca. So it's kind of and then seeing more droids. So. That was kind of neat.
So, since you have a computer background, and you build droids, that probably makes it a little bit easier to do some of the stuff. How would you suggest somebody that's not particularly computer inclined build?
Do mouse droids. If you just want to build a static droid. That's always an option. So there's several options, and just best thing is going to the Astromech, and there's several ways to build one. You can just do a basic static one. You can do one just lights up, or you can do a full on. Mine's half wood and half aluminum. Then there's some of them that are just full aluminum, and I just saw one the other day. A guy put every friggin' part shooting out of it. So every part that's it's like, and it's amazing. He did. I think his name is Ed. I can't remember his last name, but he posted a picture in the builders group, and every single thing that R2
Swiss Army R2.
Basically, that's what it looked like. So, and it was just amazing work. So, and getting to see other builders do their builds and how the parts are evolving as far as how because mine run on scooter wheels. And seeing how drivetrains are changing and how you're connecting the dome to the power and seeing how stuff is just
because he turns right.
Yeah, he has turns and lights.
Have they ever built one that shoots out a lightsaber?
I haven't seen like that. I've seen one that do the bad motivator, R5, and I've seen some where the fire extinguisher, where it's just basically is a can of air.
Yeah. So
I've seen stuff like that. So and some just smoke, which is using the vaping part of the. So, but not seeing. I haven't seen the. I think one had where it looks like it raised. It's just all as a servo, like a lightsaber comes up, but I don't see anything. Because if you had something like that, it'd probably fly up, hit somebody,
hit somebody
gets and sued, and no more droid group. So, but it's cool seeing the kids getting wanting to do something like that, and we at least try to point them direction. If you want to do that, just get into your robotics class, find a robotics class,
Yeah.
you know.
And there's a lot of them nowadays at schools. It starts with the Lego Robotics League, but it's a start. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think Google's doing a lot of coding for kids as well.
And there's different places here in San Antonio outside of the schools too, where you can go and learn robotics and coding and stuff like that.
For the electronics, do you use Arduino or?
That's what we're going to now. Mine's kind of old school, kind of a homebrew type of programming. So, and it's kind of easy to go in and modify and whatnot. But if you're wanting to go, a lot of the stuff is Arduino now, because you can add more stuff to it and make it more easy to operate, especially with the new controllers. So that's always an option to do. So, but and it's all the instructions are there as far as how to do it. And if you get stuck or whatnot, then forum, just like ask. Because mostly, 99% of the time, a lot of the guys and girls, there are female droid builders in there that are willing to help you out, and and because I've seen it when we went to Celebration and stuff, and I've seen people's droids break down or need a part or whatever, and people just throwing parts here. Here's what we got. We got what you need, so to help you out.
One time I saw a build of a BB-8 where they use like the bowl of a roll-on deodorant thing to be the kind of like
it's similar. Yeah, it's I seen it when they first did like paper mache and stuff like that. So now it's all 3D printing is so huge now.
Yeah.
So I've seen a couple people are building just strictly 3D printed R2s. So it's doesn't look the same as a regular aluminum one, but I mean,
how much do those weigh? Like how much does yours weigh?
I think 150, 175. Wow. So it takes two of us to load them and unload them.
So I know we don't have too much longer left, but I wanted to ask you before we let you go about the movies. I wanted to go back to the movies. Do you have any movie things going on with the Draft House? I know you're doing Demolition Man, but do you personally have anything coming up that you're like looking forward to, like one of the movies that you're particularly hyped about?
Yeah, like October we're gonna do, and it's all tentative to make sure, because I know we wanted to do Night of the Comet for October. We want to do Star Trek in November, and not sure and then we'll start back up again and stuff. We'll try to put together Saturday morning cartoons serial event. We're trying to do that again because that usually sells out, and that's all people want. They don't care what else we do. We just want to see cartoons. Cartoons. So that's on our list what we want to do. So, and I think it's October 14th. Joe Bob Briggs.
Yes, I remember you were telling me about that.
If you're a fan, if you have Shudder, which is I never knew AMC owned Shudder, the streaming service. Yeah, I did not know that. It was like if you remember him back in the day. Back in '86, he was on the movie channel doing the Last Drive-In stuff. Then fast forward to 1996, he was doing Monster Vision on TNT, and he showed tons of movies. So he'd always have this list of how many people died, how many heads roll, how many things you see, and people blowing up.
He was really fun to watch.
He was hilarious.
Yeah.
So then that lasted maybe 10 years, and till 2000, and then Shudder picked him up. They said they did July 13th. They did a 24-hour Joe Bob Last Drive-In Shudder, and he showed about 13 movies I'd never seen before, even though I'm from the 80s, like Sleepaway Camp and Rabbit and Tourist Trap and Prowler, and it was like, holy cow, it's just amazing. So, and now Draft House is bringing them to San Antonio. They're going to do a screening of Basket Case. And I saw that. That was one of the movies.
I've seen that one, and I've seen Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah. So, and Joe Bob is very, very horror knowledgeable. So, if you're a horror fan, you got to get your tickets because it's almost practically sold out. So, they'll do a Q&A and then probably autographs.
Oh, so the tickets are already available.
Yes, tickets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the tickets are like flying off the shelf. So.
Can they go to the Draft House website to do that?
Yeah, they can do that. So I'm not sure what the ticket prices are, but you can get on there and get them. So I know on our movies, we make them. The tickets are only $5, $5, and you probably spend that more in gas or food or beer or whatever. And basically, you take your ticket, then give it to your waiter or waitress, and it takes $5 off your food and your food and drink. That not including alcoholic beverages.
Right.
So basically, you're basically getting a free movie.
You're getting a free movie and food along with it. So
It's cool.
It's really cool. It's a lot of fun.
And I know we're going to be doing prizes Monday. So there's still seats available. So you definitely don't want to miss it because we're going to give away some cool prizes.
And for those, can they get the seats at the Draft House website too, or
Yeah. They could get So when we announce our stuff, it's always the third Monday at 7:30, and we announce it on our Facebook page and Twitter. So if you want to know what our next movie is or whatnot, just watch and just like our page and subscribe and all the above, and you'll know what's happening in our.
Very cool, very cool. Well, Jason, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate you coming because
I'm so excited that you came.
Yes, we've been waiting for this for a long time.
It's been definitely a pleasure and getting to talk, about all the nerdy stuff that's happening in San Antonio with you guys doing the gaming, getting to see you guys being part of the gaming community and being out there and putting your 2 cents in how the nerd community keeps moving forward with, through the years and stuff. So, and hoping all of other groups that I know that we've worked with Geek Out SA and Geek Rangers and Nerd 101 and other various shows that have been out on the market in the last 5-10 years. So we're looking forward to doing stuff like that. So
and just grow that community.
Grow it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
So.
But thanks for checking this out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen, and that's Jason, and Stuart's over there.
Geek Out SA.